Chancellor Scientist Pelletier has passed away at the age of 83, and voting to elect a successor is already underway. Meanwhile, we have territory to lock down and federations to form. Hey there, Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris Federations in our Final Federation 2 series. We're going to continue on Speed 2. We had to make a bit of a sacrifice with our influence and start building a station that was one jump away from our territorial borders. Okay, the Tumbador Free Traders would like to form a non-aggression.
Construction completed.
And I think I will go ahead and form that with them. It seems like we have a lot of just folks in this general area. Let's see, they have rivaled the... Oh, man. They've rivaled the Rock High Kingdom, so they may not be as interested in being in the Federation that I'm thinking about forming here. But at least we have a non-aggression pact with them. At least there's that, I suppose. Let's see, gene clinics, probably the best idea here, although that's going to consume more. No, before I go for gene clinics, I've got to offset that consumer goods shortage. I've got to deal with that first. So we're going to build a consumer goods related building there. We are mainly with our construction ships in the area. We didn't lose a construction ship last episode. Oh, Sanvi has been re-elected as Chancellor. So let's see. Let's pause and see what her mandate is. So once again, we have a consumer goods production mandate. And with Sanvi as our leader, we have an expansionist. So outposts are cheaper once more, now that she's back in that role. And what that means is that this, yeah, see, she was, Sanvi, listen, I needed you in that ship. Why'd you have to get elected? Oh, boy. Okay, well, we've got Abaddon's domain, which means we've locked down this territory. That's frustrating. Yeah. Christian Capello. Tell you what, Christian, finished... Wait. What? I just assigned you. There you go. Thank you. All right, survey that system. And we'll have Christian survey more in this area, then come back and look at these anomalies later. How about that? I want you to survey straight down to here, first and foremost, and then you can come back. And he will gain a lot of experience from this. Maybe to the point that he's able to take on these anomalies when he's done, depending on what he finds. We'll see. With this anomaly research speed bonus, that will definitely be helpful. It is good that we got the bonus to our expansion costs, thanks to Sanvi being back in that saddle. I'm still kind of annoyed about it, but I don't know why this construction ship was in their territory. I really don't. I'm sure I gave an order and that just caused them to go that way, but it's like, why? What are you doing? You shouldn't be there. All right, so we definitely have some worlds we can colonize too. Question is, do they have rare resources? Neither of them do. Lovely. We are currently improving our relationship with the Natsa Authority. We even have the ability to form a defensive pact with them, although I don't know that I'll necessarily do that. Things are moving right along, though, because in 28 months, we'll be able to form a federation. We've already gotten the diplomacy tradition tree unlocked, which is improving our diplomatic influence costs and pop growth from immigration. And then we'll have not only an additional envoy, but the ability to build a federation. Now, the additional envoy could come in handy for luring...
Construction completed.
If you want to use that word. For luring additional nations into our federation.
Construction completed.
Okay. So... And we need some more housing here, but amenities is fine. So rather than building housing necessarily... I think what I'm going to do is just build a farming district. Let's sell a little bit. Oh, no, not sell. I needed to buy. Dang it. My fault. Not paying attention. There we go.
Research concluded.
Did the opposite of what I meant to do. Archaeology skill has improved by 2. So we have Katya Romanova in this particular category. We don't have any researchers that have research-based bonuses. That kind of bugs me. We could have Nikolai take over in one of the slots. And that could be a good idea. Let's do that. You take over. See, now we have a research boost, and that won't take quite as long. That's just for that specific project, but hopefully others in the society type will also benefit from that. So colony development speed, listening post, auxiliary fire control. Let's go ahead and go for slightly better sensors. It's that time. It is that time indeed. Now, why don't you have a leader? Oh, that's right, because they don't swap out automatically like that. Survey. And then I want you to survey. Let's go to... One way you can do this is click the button and then shift click. Like so. And then you can auto-explore. So I just gave the order to do all that and then for her to just kick into auto-explore when she's done. We've locked this territory down, so this episode is going to be about establishing a federation mainly and just exploring what's left out here. I really hope that at some point the Natsa Authority will allow us to trade Murik into our territory. That would be perfect. I've been talking about that for a few episodes now, but I'm starting to get really excited about that possibility now that we've changed course a little bit. Offer migration treaty. I'm going to go ahead and accept this because I want to continue to build a good relationship with them. Plus additional pops that can help us colonize the worlds in our territory. Alpha Centauri 4. There's a couple of different things I could do with this. I could terraform it to a continental world for 5,000 and have it be one of my main colonies, but that would eat away at solid liquidity, which I need right now for additional influence. I think I will do that, just not just yet. We're going to wait a little while longer because the economy is starting to look pretty good.
Construction
Just want it to stay that way. I'll tell you what, you build a starbase there. You to travel there. Research agreement proposal. So the lethal instrument Panexala planets have formed a research agreement with the Tumbator Free Traders. Sirban Starbase has been built. Okay, we can finally deal with our naval capacity situation now. Let's go ahead and get a couple of anchorages built. And once those are built, we can add a building to the bottom of the starbase that will improve our naval cap. Naval cap, not naval crap. Naval cap across the board. So, yeah, this system is massive, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but it's just taking a while to survey. And you are done in Abaddon's domain, which means I suppose I can send you back here. There's also some trade value in here to be collected, so lots to do. Fianita has
System
a ton
survey
of energy.
concluded.
Let's go and build that starbase, please. Nice, volatile motes in Magam. We don't have the ability to harvest those yet, I don't think, but I'm glad we found a system with those, especially in this cluster out here. I think we found those several episodes back at this point.
System survey concluded.
I just couldn't find them for the life of me. I was looking for them for a few episodes, like where did those go? I know we found them. I remember getting the notification, but then I couldn't. I was quietly looking around. I think it was offline. I was just examining the map before I started recording. I was like, where did those motes go? I don't even know. All right, good. Consumer goods are no longer in shortage. We have the capacity. We'll soon be fixed. Okay. All right, so the NSS Cortez was destroyed. We were not able to escape this, but this is the resolution of this particular chain. A snarling, hissing fiend has appeared out of the void. With one swipe of her giant talons, she snatched the archaeology shuttle carrying the excavation team and the rubricator back to the NSS Cortez, bending it open and prying the rubricator from within. It seems we have finally had the displeasure of meeting the hoarding rat's assailant. The dragon must have been attracted by their countless treasures and made her nest within the royal palace, feasting upon their bodies. Perhaps she was on the prowl or observed from afar as we excavated the ruins, waiting for the right moment to strike. She appears to be growling something in our general direction. So we can translate her animal noises, or we can engage invasive maneuvers. Let's translate animal noises. Okay. So we are going to gain 10 minor artifacts from this. The archaeologists were preparing to leave when they happened upon a large hidden chamber. So this should have been read first. Cluttered with artifacts, gnawed bones, and a substantial amount of fresh slobber. There, under a used royal nose swab on a four-legged table with a carving of a face they confirmed was indeed funny, sat the rubricator, maker of a thingamajigs, right where it was supposed to be. A tiny, insignificant-looking cube spewing out a continuous stream of artifacts. The rubricator is a replicator, an ingenious alien invention that can make endless copies of just about any artifact, and soon it is ours. Planetside team will begin the journey back to the safety of the ship. Thankfully, we will never know what attacked the hoarders. Or will we? They need to make sure that those things pop up one after the other, not at the same time. Just saying. Small little details that can, I would assume, be easily managed. Here we go. This comes up in order, at least. The rats went squeak, 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 then their bones went crunch, crunch, crunch. Now it's your turn to tickle the inside of Shard's belly. Yes, you have been naughty, little ones. The rubricator begins to or belongs to Shard. Please don't hurt us. Give back the rubricator this instant so we can say, please don't hurt us. But Shard has never eaten any of your kind before. Shard wants to know what it's like to gnaw upon your stomachs. Are they tender? Come here, don't be shy. Let good old Shard have a look. The dragon squints and exposes her fangs, sizing up the ship's crew, then recoils in disgust. Why, you look like a stomach ache and a half. No, thank you. But if you ever have the audacity to return, Shard, I will pick her teeth with your bones. Yes, she will. Now leave before I get hungry. Okay, so I don't know why she... It's saying... It's writing as though my ship escaped, but it definitely didn't. I just lost a science ship. So let's build a new one. Kind of annoyed about that, but I knew it was going to happen. I was hoping that maybe there would be a random number generator that dealt with that.
Completed.
But there's not. Okay, I'm going to give the order for a naval logistics office, which will boost the effectiveness of the anchorages that I'm building at the Serban station. Notice that our starbase cap is going up naturally as our empire size increases. A thunderous rumble erupts from the dragon's belly. Suddenly, her wings are wrapped around the ship, her steamy breath fogging up the windshield as she peers inside, a maniacal glint in her eyes. How did she get so close to so fast? And is she smiling? Why, you whet my appetite, little ones. She purrs softly, then lunges at it with all her might. Fangs exposed. Battle stations.
Red alert. Spaceport under fire.
All right, so now she's hostile, and we'll have to deal with her later. All right, so Lethal Instrument Panaxala Planets entered into a migration treaty with Tumbator Free Traders.
System survey concluded.
So that's these guys and these guys. So these folks up here seem to be getting along decently. It's just that the Tumbator and the Rock appear maybe not to be. There's a little bit of occupation going on with the Neverite League, which bothers me. Because they don't like us. They're suspicious of us. I'll have to keep an eye on them. Okay. Looks like we're starting to run low on amenities here. That can be easily resolved by building a new city district on Avalon, so let's do that. There's unemployment anyway, so they'll take a clerk job. Nice. Anomaly research speed, probably the best. Anomaly discovery chance, probably even better. All right, so we got a brand new scientist, and I'm just going to have him go and auto-explore. Admin cap is improved by 5%. Very nice. Naval cap can also now be improved with its initial research, so I think I'm going to go ahead and research that. We have enough going on around us that I'm a little bit concerned about our military situation, and I want to make sure that we're being smart with what we're building. Because we are badly boxed in. But the Natsa Authority, again, they're friendly toward us. Our relationship with them is rapidly improving. And once we enter the next category, I want to test whether or not we're able to take that system for them in trade. Even if we have the ability to, even if it takes us a while to build up the resources, we have the ability, but we can't actually do it.
System survey concluded.
I would like to know if that's an option. We'll soon find out. Let's go ahead and buy. Oh, nice. Through our surveys of this is always runs in the background, and I end up missing it. Through our surveys of habitable worlds, our biologists have collected a vast amount of data on alien life forms. Many of our older theories on the development of life have been disproved, and our scientific community has had to build new models from scratch. Our most interesting findings are being displayed at the newly dedicated Museum of Exobiology on Earth. The public is enthralled, and many donations have come in to aid the continued search of strange life forms. Okay, so we have some society research gained from this. 500, in fact. That's going to help with naval cap. And then 500 energy. Yeah. Shave 17 months off that. Very nice. Just checking our factions here. This is our second largest faction, and it seems like they're not entirely happy. Passive study stance on native interference. Okay. Hosting at least 4 unique species. We're pretty close to that. Keeping any enclave stations within our borders. And then federated. All right. So we're going to have federations real soon. We're 5 months away from a federation. Let's have passive study set up for native interference. That'll make that faction a little bit happier with me. How much happier, though? We're going to go from 4.29 to... Who was that?
System survey
4.42.
concluded.
Okay, not a huge change. Our admiral has died, though. Rest in peace, Thuso. We can hire Malubandale Buhari or Andrei Reikenkopf. I like the gale speed modifier for sublight speed and evasion purposes, but I also like a reduced ship upkeep. We're doing okay on energy, though, so I think I'd rather have higher evasion and sublight speed, especially if they're the same age. Let's do that. Andrei Reikenkopf, you are a new admiral. Congratulations on your promotion. Alaska is ready for its first new building. Gene clinics. They're going to consume consumer goods, but it's going to help with pop growth speed, which helps with everything going forward. So let's do that. Might have some colonizing to do soon. I'm keeping an eye on my construction ships mainly to see what else needs to be built. This is just such a resource-rich cluster. Preliminary scans of B4364D indicate that a heavily armed vessel is in orbit of the asteroid. It would be wise to proceed with caution. All right, let's have Christian Capello, our brand new researcher, take a look into that. I was hoping you'd find an anomaly. And this is a desert world down here, so we have a colonizable world within reach of our other planets. Perhaps, yeah, this is a 17-slot world here. This would be a good sector capital. Let's go ahead and order the colonization by the Rack. And let's call this... Ooh, I like Akatsuki. Wensho is good as well. New Jamestown. I really like New Jamestown. The reason is Jamestown is the original American settlement. So we're looking at, just historically speaking, we're looking at something that's kind of disconnected from our main territory. There is something in between us. We've got the Myrick system in between us. So it's not quite an ocean, but we've got kind of this frontier sector out here that we're going to be incorporating. New Jamestown, I think, is a very good colony name. Also, since we are colonizing using another species, there's kind of a difference there. There's a couple of layers of why that's an interesting name for that colony. I like it. I like it. Let's go with that. Okay. The agreement we signed giving you access to our databanks has run its course. We would like to extend our deal, please and thanks. Yeah, already looking into that. Okay, moment of truth. Things are going to be paused for a minute because we have a federation to form. But before I even look at that, let's go to the market and see what we can sell. Perfect. Solid liquidity is still in place. I have 1,000... Yeah, see, I'm not as sure whether or not the pop growth speed bonus applies if I use growth encouraged on these kinds of pops. I'm surprised it doesn't automatically switch. Maybe they'll add that in the future to where the cost for this will automatically switch to be based on one or the other. Let's go ahead and try it on Alaska. Okay, and now let's go up to traditions. Unlocks diplomacy, form federation. And we get an additional envoy from that. So, they must be at peace. Oh, they're not at peace yet. Can I form a federation with the Natsa Authority? They don't like it just yet, but we're getting there. And they're not... I could totally form a federation with them, and that might even... See, we're friendly with them now. Hang on, let's try this first. No, they still don't want to trade systems. But if we federated with them, that might help. You never know, but at the very least, it would guarantee that we would have access to our territory through theirs. And they don't have any kind of bad relationship. Their borders are closed to the lock-in mechanists, but they don't appear to even know about the Rock. So that's good because they don't have an existing diplomatic stance. We could form a defensive pact with them. Yeah, let's go ahead and form a defensive pact. Okay, we have a defensive pact with them. Now can we form a federation? No, but we should be able to soon. We might even be able to at the beginning of November. I hate that those guys are at war. War philosophy forbids wars of aggression. Yeah, I know, that's frustrating. We need to just keep building a friendly attitude towards us, I think. And we have an additional envoy as well, so where can we use them is the question. The Zirin Concern are peaceful traders, and let's see who they've rivaled. They're already in a... Oh, man. They've already started a federation up here, so... And they have association status. Okay, so we've got a rival federation that started up here. I really hope they don't take the rock from us, but we're going to try and go for the Natsa first. What we can do... The lock-in mechanists... Let's see if we can improve our relationship with them. We're rivals with them. But at least if we're not... I mean, we're going to be butting up against their territory before long, so let's start improving relations with them now and see how much that helps,
System survey
if at all.
concluded.
Still learning the diplomatic systems, as I mentioned at the beginning of the playthrough. I've done a couple of near full playthroughs in this expansion, but still playing with it and seeing what all you can do. The armed vessel discovered in orbit of B4 364D is an abandoned military spacecraft called Nefri's Pride. Its light frame and evasion hardware suggest it was built for long-distance patrol missions, but it has since been retrofitted into a long-range stealth bomber. Records of the ship's comms reveal it was hijacked by a rebel guerrilla on its way to perform a strike against a secret complex called the X-Men Labs, said to hold a weapon so powerful it could win them the war when they were shot down. We have extracted the ship's destination from its navigational drive. Send a science crew to the lab, or we have no need for such a weapon. Let's go ahead and send a science crew to the lab. I think from a defensive perspective, there's justification for going for the X-Men Labs. It looks like they're in Procyon, of all places. Really? In Procyon? That's interesting. All right, that's our brand new scientist. You are just surveying, and you're automatically exploring. Tell you what, you come here. Research those first, because you're close by. I thought we'd have a federation at this point in the episode. I'm kind of annoyed. It's mainly just on account of this war. I think the Rock will federate with us very quickly when this war is over. But we need to keep an eye out for when they make peace. Because I want to jump on them. I don't want anyone else to beat us to the punch. Tell you what, we are looking a little bit low on amenities here. So on Atlantis, I'm going to build... a new city district. It's going to eat up my mineral income, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and add Pandil to my territory. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, yeah, all those orders got canceled because the minerals got eaten up by that build order. That's, again, you have to be careful with queuing up all of these orders to build different stations, because the ones that require minerals, if you do something that chews through your minerals when you're at this point of the game, those orders will get canceled. At least I noticed. Initial scans of the asteroid X9758 or 758 suggest a dense mass of wrought metal within it, perhaps part of some machinery or other technology. Further scanning required for more detailed data. Have a look. I want that scientist to level up. He's already level 2 and halfway to level 3, so I'll take it. All right. Good. So the city district is going to help a little bit there. Man, see, we're chewing through our minerals right now. But it's not... Hang on. Let's go ahead and buy 1,000. And I can sell some things to get solid liquidity back. I don't love the idea. There.
Construction completed.
Now with that being done, we're looking okay on consumer goods for now. We've already got a second research lab here. We've already got gene clinics. We don't have administrative labs, and how close are we to our cap? We're getting there, but we don't necessarily need them yet. We already have a stronghold. We don't have any crime. City district will take care of the housing needs, but there's still a need for an additional job that, well, the city district will allow, no, just one clerk job, so we are going to need to do more for these guys. So, How about another alloy foundry? Could be a good idea at this point on Avalon. We don't have an Ottoman monument yet though, either. Let's go ahead and do that. That'll bring in additional influence. Okay, now with that being done, you're building the Pandal Starbase. I want you to build those mining stations, please. Yeah, see, it's not actually... I wish it would eat up all of the minerals at once when I gave those orders. There's good reason that it doesn't, but I kind of wish that it would. So that I wouldn't have to keep micromanaging. This is a lot of resources in here. It's going to help us. Machinery inside. As suspected, the asteroid X9 7058 holds within it a great mass of metal and does indeed hide some manner of machinery. The gathered data clearly shows that its constituent parts contain great quantities of stored energy, but its purpose remains unknown. Proceed carefully. Caution proved well in order. Hidden inside X9 758 was a host of old mining drones programmed to attack on sight. Science officer Christian Capello fortunately detected this early and was able to jam the drone's sensors long enough to disable them. The drone's cores are old indeed, but retain vast amounts of energy for siphoning. Excellent. Good job, buddy. That worked out well. All right, gene clinics are almost done on Alaska.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Nice. Starhold research is complete. Now we have the ability to build synthetic crystal plants. Those are going to be needed pretty soon. But so are ion thrusters. All of our ships are kind of slow at the moment, and I would like faster engines. Yeah, let's go for ion thruster first. We don't have too many of the upgrades yet that require synthetic crystals, but that is one rare resource production building. The synthetic crystal plants turn minerals into rare crystals. Rare crystals you will be using for a lot of buildings in Stellaris. Upgrades in particular. Are they at peace yet? No, they're still at war. Are the NASA warming up to a Federation yet? No, but we'll get them there. We will get them there. Let's also take a look at the lock-in mechanists. See, our relationship with them is improving. So I don't want them to be too, feisty with me. I want to try and manage them diplomatically to where they're not as... When I start to get down here and we have border friction with them, I don't want... At the very least, I don't want my relationship to already be in a bad position to where it then bottoms out and they declare on me when I'm not ready. I'd prefer it to at least have a buffer, and at best, I would like to have to, not have to fight them at all. We'll kind of cross our fingers for that. But I will stop this episode here. In the next one, we're going to continue locking down as we have been. We don't have too much more to do in that regard, which is kind of nice. So we're going to lock this down, see what is going on over here. We have this world we can colonize or potentially terraform. We will soon, well, not soon, but we will at some point have the ability to terraform worlds that we've already colonized. So, worlds like Alaska, Olympia, that started out as rock colonies might eventually become human colonies. But for now, we've been using them to colonize worlds that we can't access just yet. Now, I'm not saying we would kick the rock off, but we would have citizens of all of our empire able to benefit from living on different planets that started out as kind of inhospitable. So that's something we'll be able to do a little bit later in the game. Just a little bit of a teaser for what we might be doing. And of course, because we are playing fairly tall, we are going to be building a good number of stations, I would imagine, which I don't typically do. And we will be getting as many ring worlds in as we can once we have the ability to build them in the end game. So that'll be kind of fun. We'll probably just have one or two, but it's an awesome option to pursue if we have the economy to support it. Things going pretty well so far, but we'll have to see how things go with our Federation. I was hoping to found one this episode, as I mentioned in the opening, and it didn't quite happen. So next episode, this war may end between the Neborite and the Rock, and we can see where we go with them and with the Natsa Authority, who still, to this moment, don't have a relationship with any other empires apart from the Xeran concern and the lock-in mechanists. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.